Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. Hi, hi, hi. Okay, so yes, if you have not watched episode 7, please go watch it. It is so good, okay? I've already watched it, all of it, um, and I'm gonna give you my my feeling towards it because I had to watch it because I had to watch it, but I wasn't ready to like record and watch at the same time like I usually do with you guys. But so I ended up just watching it. So I'm gonna be coming in and out with some of the things that I saw, some of the observations that I felt. Sorry. But let me just tell you, overall episode was so good. It was so cheesy. It was like cringe. It was great. It was very steamy, which we appreciate. But I had I like wanted to see it, but I didn't want to see it because I've been watching them a lot more as they are outside of the BL, in regular outside living space. And they're such dorks, and I love them. And the fact that like they made that scene, I was just like, oh. I had to distract the two. Like I had to subtract the two in order to like enjoy it. It was kind of hard for me, but let's get started. I am going to be skipping and showing you guys some things. So hopefully you guys stick around. And if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. It is such a good episode. And I'm gonna coming out. So let's get on to our first point. Yeah, before that, let's actually show that I am ready. It's loaded. I just need to, show you the things that I saw. Which there was one that was really hilarious to me that I'm pretty sure they didn't even see, but I saw the detail. Hopefully you guys saw the detail because it had me cracking up. Okay. Okay. And the first part that I wanted to point out was this. It's a continuation of the ending of the last episode, and there's a reason why I like this scene. I don't know if you noticed or like really looked at their eye chemistry, the way they like literally just stare at each other. Um, Moss looks like he's staring at his lips versus Bang staring at his eyes. But I just he literally cried, like there was a tear that our baby Monkhorn is like shedding, and it is so beautiful. And then you can see that like Yai, he gets so emotional, and his eyes are so teary. I loved it. It was so pretty. It was. I know I have to get a better word than pretty, but the fact that you have the detail of this one single solitary tear as he's saying, "No, can you come with me? I like you." I'm like, oh my gosh. And then the fact that Yai literally also wants to cry is just. It was beautiful. I loved it. I love that this was the continuation of the last scene because it's so pretty. You can't argue with me on that. It is so pretty. And let's give it to the scene before we get the mushy gushy stuff, right? I like this scene. It's a pretty long scene that they're like having this conversation, and I don't know if you guys have been watching a lot of their YouTube videos, and it honestly gave me so much of like them vibes. This was crazy, especially when they like tease each other and they're like, "Aw," and I'm like, I can't with you guys. This is so Moss and Bank. It's insane. I loved it though. It felt so natural. Even when he's all grumpy and he's trying to like get his attention, like come on, come on. Still, it's so them. I love their chemistry. Whoever said they don't have chemistry, I don't know what you guys are talking about. But then again, I do get um there is an interview they did where they spoke about the fact that they actually have to actively work on their chemistry because they didn't really have chemistry in the beginning because they didn't know each other in the beginning. Um, so it's so nice to see how natural this looked. Honestly, it is. it didn't feel awkward at all. It was just kind of like, ugh, I'm watching Moss and Bank, literally. And I'm telling you, I literally had to separate the two. I'm like, no, these are the characters, these are the people. Like, they're not the same thing. It took me a minute, I won't lie to you. Because this scene, however long it is, I think it's like a good 2 minutes or something. Something crazy like that. No, actually. It goes on for like a good 6 minutes. It's crazy. It's so good. Chemistry on point. I give them an A plus, man. A plus plus plus. They did so good. And honestly, the biggest reason why I couldn't separate the two is that if you watch their YouTube videos, they go to a lot of temples and they pray all the time together, and they like visit towns and stuff. And it just felt like I was watching a YouTube video of them. I'm like, wait, no. It's the two characters. They're having a cute little date. And it's like, it's not these two dorks filming a YouTube video. Still, chemistry is on point. I love them. And like, honestly, it just felt like they got the characters, not them outside of the characters. Like, come on, look at that face. It just felt like they got so close over this one day that goes into being like what, 2 days, I think, 2 or 3 days that they spent together. It's so good. They honestly felt like the characters got so much closer and so much closer to their feelings, which is why at the end of the episode it hurts. But they did so good because it did hurt, and I shed a tear. I'm sorry, I did. I can't lie to you guys. I really can't. Even this little part where when he takes out the video recorder, and then they start like, I'm gonna say play fighting. It's not really play fighting, but they start like teasing each other back and forth. It's so them. It is literally Moss Bank and their YouTube videos. It is insane. I loved it though. They did so good. Let me actually play that little clip because I was a little too early. Hold on. Yeah. This little part over here is the one I was mentioning. They literally just like run. It's very cliche because they're just being cute, but it's so them in the outside world that it's crazy. I enjoyed it. It looked like they had so much fun filming it, let alone like the characters themselves. Looks like it does show that the characters are having fun. So I enjoyed it. They were just being cute. And the fact that like I don't know if you guys saw, but Bank cracks up. I'm wondering like what was the behind the scenes of that, because I want to know what made you laugh so hard. Then again, it's not that hard to make him laugh. So it could have been anything. And then obviously, this beautiful hand holding, because they're together at this. Well, they're not together yet, but they're together. Come on, let me be honest here. They're together. I wanted to put this little scene here because they did it so nice. Like, it was like, just like, it's not a kiss. We don't get a kiss. We just get, like the slight touch of like you're mine, I'm yours. But because, they are where they are, we don't really get a kiss. And it's not needed. It's just so, I'm sorry. It's so pretty. It's like the composition, it is so nice. The way that they filmed it. It is so, it's just like a delicate moment and it was just theirs. Honestly, this whole episode, I feel like I was watching too much that I shouldn't have been watching. And I was like, why am I watching this? This honestly feels like a private moment. I felt that the entire episode. After this point, I was like, no, this is, why are we watching this? Why are we eavesdropping on a couple? Like, but that's how it made me feel. I'm just saying. They did so good. Oh, the whole team. The whole team. I'm talking about production, casting, costume, lighting, everyone. Oh, did such an amazing job. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. I'm sorry. I I loved it. Mm. And now let's get to this very awkward scene. Um, there's a couple things I liked about the scene. Okay, first we get confirmation that the girls are together, and I remember that I was like, yeah, there's gonna be like a GL, but then I was like, or maybe not. Maybe they're just friends, and maybe one Hong has feelings for her friend. But then in this episode, we got official confirmation that they are together, which is nice because not only does it clear that up, but it also clears up the whole situation with um, Yai and Han essentially, but also just the boys. Like it honestly clears that whole issue. But then we have P9 that comes into the picture, which I was like, I love him. You guys should know that by now. But I love P Big, and I don't know what about him that I love. I just love him. Um, but he comes in, slides into this lunch. Yeah, slides into this lunch and actually gets a seat on the table. And I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be good. And he does not disappoint. Okay, he does not disappoint at all. It was it was very interesting, especially when they started fighting with the food. I was like, guys, are you five? Like, come on. I don't know if you guys remember, there was this cartoon a while back where there was like two fish and they were like fighting each other, but it was kind of like play fighting like that. That's what it felt like I was watching. I was like, you guys are grown adults. Like, why are you fighting over? It, it's not sushi, but it looks like sushi. It's like crab, whatever they are. And I mean, I get that. I mean, it's good that we see the jealousy part, right? But I was like, guys, get it together. Like, why? Why? Just why? It's so petty. And then the girls are just like, are you watching this? Like, this is insane, isn't it? It's like, yep, and they're adults. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. But they both did a really good job in this scene. I liked it. There's another part which I thought was very interesting, and I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have all noticed it, which is like the hallway conversation, which I thought brought a little, not a zing, but it brought something else, and I liked it. Yeah, so there's two hallway scenes, right? There's this one where Monk when he's just like, are you really gonna try to hit on him? Good luck. And then P9 is like, well, if you mean by the fact that you've known him, was it 10 years ago? And I was like, yes, they definitely met. And then I was like, well, yeah, they met. But although P9 knows Yai for a long time, the bond between Monkhorn and Yai is so much stronger, especially since, they've eaten each other, right? Like, they've had that experience which P9 wishes he could have with Yai, but that's not gonna happen, babe. That's not gonna happen. And we all know what's not gonna happen, right? It's not. He already told him he's just a big brother to him, so it's not gonna happen. And then the other hallway scene is this one where you see that he's just like, bye bye P9, and Monkhorn is like, P9, I'm sorry, you should know. You should know it's not gonna work, babe. It's not gonna work for you. Although I love you as an actor. Honestly, I think as a character too. I like P9's character because he stirs it up. He stirs up the pot, you know? I low-key love those characters that come in just for the drama and then they have to like exit left because their story is just over. Like they're just there to like stir everything up. He's doing a good job. And after this, I know we go into the girls having a moment, and then there's a lot of steamy stuff that happens. But before that, there was a scene that I thought was funny, and I'm gonna show it to you guys. Okay, guys, we go on this like cutesy date, right? They go to a couple of places, which there's a couple comparisons, right? And I like this scene. I thought it was funny because if you notice in this particular scene, there's this bird that attacks Moss. And I'm not gonna lie, that was great. Especially since in this particular moment, he's Moss and Bank. It's not Yai and Mancorn, it's literally Moss and Bank. And Bank just like, I know he enjoyed that moment. Let's be honest, he enjoyed it. Did you guys enjoy that moment? Because I did. I replayed it like 3 times. Oh, that was so good. Okay. That was one. That was one. Okay. Here comes the next one. Okay, is this one? There's a couple things about this scene. First, when I was watching this little montage, right? I was like, this reminds me of Check Out the Series. And it's like, oh yeah, they did have this scene where they literally went into here. They had a cute moment, and then it all went downhill from there. But I like this moment because there was a blog that they did, and they were talking about that they wanted to go to like somewhere with snow because Moss wanted to taste the snow, and I was like, oh, well, he got his wish there. It was good. It was good. I liked the montage. They were really adorable. You gotta give it to them. They were just adorable. But it honestly just felt like a copy and paste situation of the other drama. I mean, this one definitely seems a little more natural than the other one because they do this on a regular basis. But they were cute. They were cute. I enjoyed it. But still, that whole, was it Winterland in the amusement park? I like that they didn't really, well, I guess they did go on roller coasters and stuff, but they didn't really focus on the amusement park because in Check Out the Series they focused on the amusement park and everything that they did that day. Whereas this one's just like, oh, they came here, they went there. And I was watching episode, I think it's episode 7, 6 or 7, where Moss and Bang go to this like ice world or whatever, and they have a lot of fun. And again, it was a copy and paste situation. It was like I've seen them do it in real life. Now they're doing it as the characters, and I've also seen this in another series. I was like, this is great. I loved it. It was. I've seen it before, but but it was good. It was good. It shows how cute of a date they had. That's all. And the other funny part, I mean, I skipped over the girls having a moment. I liked that Hong was brave enough and just texted her dad, was like, this is my girlfriend. What happens after this, I don't know, and we don't see what happens after this, but I think that she just took it. She just took one for the team and just said, Dad, she's my girlfriend. Deal with it. Love that. But now we go into the rest of the day, right? And I just wanted to point something out. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I noticed mostly because one, I love bubble tea, and two, because I couldn't unsee what I saw, and I was just like, oh, that annoys me. And it's this scene, okay? They're going towards the vending machine, right? You can clearly see there's 2 cups of bubble tea, right? One is Yai's, one is Mancorn's. Yai just so happens to have 2 of the cups, right? And you have this like cute little moment with the vending machine, and he, fights, goes for it. And he tricked, not that he tricked it, but he ends up finally getting one, and I thought it was funny because after he gets one, and they're just like, they're done, right? Like they're done with the machine. Where are the cups? They're nowhere to be seen. There should have been two, okay? It should have been two, and I was like, I wonder how many takes this took, and they just used one that didn't have the cups anymore. Like, they're not on the floor, not in his hands. Like, they just disappeared. I was like, that is too funny. Here, I'm gonna skip it to that part. Okay, so yeah, so he has just gotten the little plushie out, the little dragon. Where are the cups? What happened to them? It's not in there, not in his hands. They're not on the side of the vending machine. Look at the floor. They're not there. I was just like, editing. They just disappeared. They just had a whole moment on the bubble tea situation. And they just disappeared. Like, that's good. I don't know if you guys noticed the cups, but I noticed the cups because I couldn't unsee it. And I was like, I can't with them. It was great. It was great. I loved those little bloopers. But it, honestly, it's just because they used a different cut. Good moment after this, honestly. The rest of the episode after this, it's just beautiful. Very steamy. Literally, and to prove my point, there's like, it was what, like 9 seconds after I just showed you? You can look at the floor. There is no evidence of cups anywhere. I'm sorry. There was not even like a trash can or anything. Like, they couldn't have thrown them away. So, I love that blooper. I'm sorry. I just had to point it out one more time. And we have the official moment that they become official. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, they have officially become official. In this case, it was good. Let's give them that. It was a good kiss. They have one that which is way more steamy later, but I like that when they had the kiss, it was like, oh, magic. And then the lights just went up because it was truly magical. Very magical. And I'm gonna point out one. Okay, after this scene, it just gets very steamy. Okay, it gets very steamy. They have a lot of moments. And a lot of moments. But there's this one before it gets too steamy for the rest of the episode, because honestly, it was really, really well, beautifully put. There's this one smile that I loved that the character has. There's like one moment. Let me point it out. Hold on. I know. It's not gonna stay on for long, but because we zoom in, right? And there's like this cute little smile. Like, he's so happy. And I like that we get to see like Yai. We know he's been very lonely. You know, he lost his mom. He's not really close with his sister. He's not really close with his dad. P9 left and just recently came back. And he's been like wanting someone. And he's so happy and content there. And I was just like, oh, I love this moment. Again, which is why it hurts so much more towards the end. But such a good moment. I loved it, honestly. Even though this next one is a little bit of a blooper because we know that they didn't use the same scene. They probably did it like twice or 3 times or something. But if you focus on the hands, right, on the hands alone, you notice that they're in this position, right? And then when we continue, they're in this position, which I was like, I cannot, you can't unsee what you can't. You know what I mean? You can't just unsee it. But I love that he looks so happy. And I honestly appreciate this hand position better than the one that we had literally seconds ago. Okay. I'm gonna leave it in this freeze frame. You know why? Because we understand what's happening. Yes? Yes. So after this, we get the morning scene, the bathtub scene, the couch scene, and then the next day scene, which we finally see the rug. Is it a rug? Let's call it a rug. With the yin and yang on the bottom, and they're in one side with the red silk blanket on top. Sorry, I lost my words there. And again, they're all beautiful scenes. I will say my favorite one out of all of them, I think was the bathtub scene. Oh, not because it's in the bathtub, but because the whole scene, there's no dialogue. I mean, you can see that they're talking to each other. Maybe like a couple things, like, you know how they say like sweet nothings, you know. But it's music, and it's just them in the moment. And if I remember correctly, there is no dialogue in it. And if there is, again, it's like 5 seconds worth of dialogue, but it's mostly just them, like, okay, like just being in the moment. And it's like, oh, although it's such a very intimate scene, this scene is part of the music video. Well, not this particular scene, but they did a bathtub scene in the music video. And again, I felt like I was intruding. I felt like I was a peeping Tom. I was like, why am I watching this? This seems like a very private moment that I should not be watching. But they did so good. Like, chemistry, wow, to like another level. And again, I just like it because it's just them enjoying each other. And it's not even that they're, okay, maybe they allude to the fact, you know, there's things that they're doing, but it's like, you know what it reminded me of? Kim Porsche K, where we had a bathtub scene with them. And even, check out the series, we had what was it? The jacuzzi scene. And even in, if you guys, I don't know if you guys remember, but in Until We Meet Again, we do have a bathtub scene, okay? And it was like, oh, okay. But this was my favorite. By far, my favorite. Even the one in Secret Crush on You. This one was by far my favorite because of how they were just there, just enjoying each other's company, feeling each other, just being there. Ugh. It was so pretty and romantic and sexy and all the above and very, very intimate. And I was like, why am I watching this? But we watched it. Clearly, we watched it. And then we get more steamy scenes after that, okay? If you guys have not watched, please go watch it. It's so good. But then I like that they have a lot of conversations, but he doesn't tell him, Longhorn does not tell Yai the most important part. And at the end, we see that he does get accepted into his internship. And knowing Yai as the character that he is, we know that he's obviously going to let him go. Because he knows, you know, he said it a couple times in this particular part in the episode, where it's like his happiness makes him happy, right? Because he doesn't, like, he's going to school to go to school. He's not going because he has something particular that he's interested in. That's my interpretation of it. Like, he's going for business administration because, you know, his family owns a business. But it's not because he has something that he's, like, passionate about. So the fact that Moncorn has something that he is passionate about is like, I want you to, like, fulfill that dream because that makes me happy that you're happy, right? So I'm like, if this is a spoiler, I mean, it shouldn't be at this point. You should watch the episode. Come on, go watch it. But the fact that that's what's going to be happening, it made me very sad. The end of this episode made me very sad, okay? I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited for next week's episode. It is gonna be a late reaction because I'm not gonna be here. I don't even know if I'll be able to watch it, which stresses me out. But next episode is gonna be very interesting, and we know he's gonna let him go, and we know it's gonna hurt. I don't know how much the time skip is gonna be. We know that there's like a scene where the bar is done, and that was supposed to take a year. So, and I believe the internship is for a year or 2 years. So I don't know. Hopefully, if he does let him go, they still keep in touch. Will they? I don't know. For those of you who have read the story and you want to give me a heads up, please let me know. I'll read the comment because honestly, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not going to look for the answer. No. But if you guys give me a hint, without spoiling it, I will be. Do they end up together? I know they do. Right? Here I am second guessing myself. Anyway. But that was that episode. They did so good. I'm really proud of Moss and Bank. They did an amazing job. And like I was saying, their chemistry is so beautiful off and on camera. You know, being these two characters and being themselves, that it's so nice to watch, honestly. I really truly enjoyed the series, and I know we only have one more episode, but we only have one more episode, and I am so sad. I wish it was longer. I wish we had a series like Secret Crush on You for these two. Not because it's cute and because it's in high school. I mean, no, they're in college. I mean, they're in college in this one. But I mean, like, Secret Crush on You has 14 episodes, I believe. 13 or 14 episodes. That's what I want. I want a long one for them. And since we don't get a long one, there better be a number 2 for them, okay? Because they did so good. They did so good. I really appreciate all the hard work in this one. And, yeah. That was it for this episode. I enjoyed watching it. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope you enjoyed this little compilation. If you found those two or three funny moments, please let me know. Did you see the bottles? AKA the bubble tea? Did you see the hands? And last one. Did you see the bird? Can I call it? That bird was MVP of this whole episode. Anyway, I'll leave you guys with that one. As always, if there's another series you want me to get into, please let me know. There is one that just started, which I'm going to be watching in a bit. So please watch out for that reaction because it's a new one that just dropped. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to be watching one that's off air. It's already done, so watch out for that one. It's Japanese. After that one, I do have another one lined up, which again is already done, but I want to watch it, so you guys are coming with me. If you want, you don't have to. Yeah, stay tuned. As another reminder, if you're watching this, if you got this far, the reaction to the final episode might be definitely delayed by like 2 days or something, because I will not be here and I will not have any of my recording situations, so the reaction itself might be late, but I definitely will try to watch the episode when I can. And yeah, I will see you guys in the final episode of this or in any other series that you catch me on. And as always, you can always comment, like, share, subscribe. You can do any or none of the above. That is completely up to you. I cannot make you, but hopefully you do decide to subscribe or stick along. And if you've already subscribed, thank you for coming along this journey as well as all the other ones. There's still a lot more to come, and hope to see you guys soon in the next one. And until then, I'll see you guys later. Bye.